Hey guys, owner of a lonely heart here with my new commentary. Today I'll be commentating on Meta. Yes, that Meta. The video I'll be covering is his top 15 most hated video game characters. Now, my first issue with this video, hated characters lists are so overdone. They've gotten so stale and boring to watch. Now, that's the only time I'll be using that argument, since we all know what happened last time I used that argument. Before I begin, I want to say that a lot of Meta's video will be skipped. Most of it's subjective, so all I can do is say I agree or I disagree, and that's all. With all that out of the way, let's just begin. Okay, I have quite a lot of issues with your intro. For one, it's too fucking long. It's almost 30 seconds. Keep your intros at no more than 15 seconds long. Most of your footage is from Nintendo games. Sure, this shows primary interest. I know this is just a nitpick, but why just limit yourself to mostly Nintendo clips? And it's also significantly louder than your actual voice volume. Sure, you want it to be a little louder, but this is just much louder than your actual voice. And this leads me to another point, not about your intro, but it would fit best here. Your voice is a little quiet. I can still hear you, but you should still raise the volume of your voice a little bit.
It's been 4 years since I first made the original version of my hated characters list. Ever since then, my opinion has changed on some characters. I realized that now we have better criteria for what makes a good or bad character, and I encountered more characters I hate. I know a lot of people have already done this list, but there will be a lot of characters you don't see very often in hated characters list.
I like how you say that, but then immediately show Sephiroth. If you want to advertise your list as something new, don't show footage from characters who have already been talked about to death.
In case you can tell by now, there will be major spoilers subsequently. I really hope this video is good, and I hope you're ready for the countdown because it's time to begin.
And it brought us the first entry on the list, Tricky, the Prince of Dinosaur Planet, and the Scrappy-Doo of the Star Fox universe.
Okay, how is he like Scrappy-Doo? This could make for a good comparison, but you never do anything with that. You just say he's like Scrappy-Doo and move on.
This guy gets mixed feelings among the Star Fox community. Some think he's cute and funny, others think he's annoying. And you can tell that for me, he falls into the latter category. His voice and speech pattern really bugged me. He keeps saying annoying lines.
Could you show off some of his lines? Just saying that his voice is annoying and his lines are annoying? I'm sure it's not that hard to find voice clips online.
Wow, it's kind of surprising that Joker is the only character for my original list to return in this revision. Guess it only goes to show how your opinions can change a lot within 4 years. But I still hate this guy. His high squeaky voice is annoying. He gets way too much screen time compared to Darius, the actual villain of Daughter Phantom.
And he does a mostly terrible job at what he does. What does Shy Guy Reject do? Gives away the enemy's weak points. Whenever a villain gives away one of your enemy's weak spots, that's a sign of a villain that lacks a functioning brain.
Meta. They give away the boss's weak points to make it easier for kids, since Klonoa is a game made for fucking kids. Sure, you can make it hard for the adults argument, but not every game has to appeal to adults.
Because Smash Bros. Is a crossover, you won't find that many original characters from the series.
Okay, I have to ask, what the fuck do you mean by original characters? Do you mean characters that originated in Super Smash Bros.? I'm just gonna assume that's what you mean, since your number 12 is Taboo from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. If so, you really need to word yourself better.
Samus Aran was the most awesome character in all of games. She's wiped out so many evil creatures, saved the entire universe on multiple occasions, and has some of the most eye-candy abilities any Nintendo character can possess. I would have never expected to put her on the hated characters list, until I got my hands on Other M. Samus was nearly the perfect video game hero for me, and a very hard character to hate at that. I didn't think it would be possible to hate her. Now she's gone from the lovable space waifu and the queen of strong independent woman to repeatedly whining about the death of the infant Metroid that sacrificed his life for her.
Again, can you show proof that she whines about that? Again, the voice clips are not that hard to find. If you can't find clips, ask someone to get them for you, or if you can, buy a capture card to get the lines yourself.
Look, I hate losing someone I've been close to as well. I definitely feel bad when it happens, but could you imagine if I whined about it literally everywhere I went? Even in the places where I'm supposed to act serious? It would get very jarring. And what's more, they also constantly show her butt in this game.
You're still on about this? Give me a fucking break. They were trying to make a shot where they show off the entire screen, and in order to do this, they need to show off Samus's back. This includes her ass. People have asses, Meta. Get over it.
Before you all make fun of me, first of all, that's a perfectly rational thing to be disgusted by.
Yes, it's perfectly rational to be disgusted by some pixelated ass. You're saying like this is something normal that everyone gets turned off from.
Just because I think Samus is attractive, doesn't mean I want to see her butt every time I get the chance, which, once again, is perfectly understandable to be disturbed by.
This point seems weird. You claim that you feel attracted to Samus. If you feel attracted to someone, wouldn't you want to see them in that way?
Brutality. Oops, sorry, I meant the goddess of nature. You know about those big mouth and snarky girls in media? They can be rather hit or miss for me. They can either be lovable, or they can be like Viridi. Viridi wishes for genocide against humanity because of how bad human actions can be. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt because, yeah, human actions can lead to disaster. As a matter of fact, some of my worst fears are the result of human actions. But the problem is that she treats all of humanity like this for the actions of some. And so she devotes her time creating reset bombs to wipe out the human race.
The next problem comes in the form of how, unlike all the other characters in the game, to me, she's not funny.
Could you explain? You do put a caption saying the jokes are forced, but you never explain why they are forced, or why her not being funny is a bad thing.
As opposed to the more brilliant jokes in the game, Viridi's jokes just make her sound like an immature, bratty kid.
Could you give some examples of what jokes are good and what jokes are bad?
Since Pit was Viridi's next target after he destroyed her reset bomb factory, and the gods have the ability to communicate with Pit with ease, couldn't Viridi have, I don't know, warned Pit that the Lunar Sanctum was a prison? But the thing that pins her to the spot is one major thing. She doesn't learn her lesson in the end. Yep, even though they want us to see her as one of the good guys now, she still wants all humans dead even after everything the characters go through.
Again, are you going to explain? I swear to God, how many times do I need to say that?
I am not going to make a lot of friends with this one. If you happen to like Bowser as a villain, or one of those people who changes their opinion just to match the opinions of others, then you should probably click off this video right now, because I'm about to say some super harsh things. Bowser wasn't that bad at first, just a villain who kidnapped the princess and attacked the Mushroom Kingdom. Nothing special, but not too bad. But after a while of always kidnapping Peach, he lost all charm he once had.
Care to explain how he lost all of his charm? If anything, Bowser has more charm now, since he has more of a personality now than he did in the older Mario games.
Then I found out why he kidnaps her. I wanted to believe it was to lure Mario into his traps like his Melee trophy description led me to believe. Wrong. The reason he's doing this is because he's in love with Peach.
Okay, do you have any proof that Bowser is in love with Peach?
Why? Why would you have a giant reptilian monster fall in love with a human?
Because, as they say, love is love.
This is no better than the kiss scene in Sonic 06.
Okay, how is this just as bad as the Sonic 06 kiss scene? Because in Sonic 6, you actually see the kiss happening. And I'd argue that Sonic 06's is worse, since you see her kissing a dead animal. Oh wait, I see why you're so upset. You're just jealous. You want some of that sweet Bowser ass.
True, they don't want us to care about this relationship, but Nintendo is constantly beating me over the head with the statement of Bowser having a disgusting obsession with Peach. Now, some people may find this funny, but I personally would be more likely to laugh at seeing Peter Griffin accidentally tear apart a beached whale with a forklift.
Why were you getting your footage through a direct capture? Is it because you ran out of space on your computer? If so, these two videos on the bottom are really unneeded and you could have taken them out. there's no excuse for this kind of quality.
It's not because it hurts the story of a Mario game that bothers me, it's because it's insulting to see a human-reptile thing relationship in an otherwise epic-looking game. If there's one thing that makes me more mad than refusing to improve, it's making me think they improved when they really haven't, for it gets my hopes up for nothing. I had some hopes that Bowser was going to redeem himself after all these years, and that Peach would finally become a strong, independent woman. Nope, that's just Nintendo saying, we know the problem with this, but we don't care. As long as our fans remain loyal to us, who cares about female empowerment?
What the fuck does any of this have to do with female empowerment? This is at worst a cliche that has been done to death. Also, Super Princess Peach came out in 2005, proving she can be useful. This is unrelated, but Meta actually believes that Bowser wants to rape Peach. I'm just gonna give you a few moments to let that sink in. Anyway, I'm ending the video here. I know this was probably short, but this video was really subjective, so I didn't have much to say on the choices because all I could say is that I just disagreed or I agree. And something I didn't mention is that your choices feel really random, especially having Bowser at number 1 since you had next to nothing positive to say about Viridi, but you admit Bowser was charming at one point in time. So overall, this list was just a disjointed mess that really should have been thought over a few more times. Anyway, that's all for this commentary.